Welcome to another edition of GSC's Digital Network Update Show presented by Florida's Space Coast. Remember, you can head to visitspacecoast.com to learn more about a vacation to remember. Welcome to another GSC Digital Network Update Show. I'm Jim Cavall, and this is a championship edition. The Gulf South Conference had both its men's and women's cross country and men's and women's soccer championships take place this past weekend. We start things off with cross country, which took place right across the road from the Gulf South Conference headquarters, Hoover, Alabama, at Spain Park High School. It was a dandy, as West Alabama wins its first ever GSC cross country championship on the men's side. They won the 2014 title and took the men's crown by a narrow 2 points over second place and traditional power in the Gulf South Conference, Alabama Huntsville. UWA finished with a total time 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 1 second. 55 points for them with that, while UAH ended the day with 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 54 and a half seconds, giving them 57 points. The two combined for the second closest finish in conference history as West Georgia beat West Florida by 1 point back in 1995. And another big note is SU freshman Silas II received both GSC Runner of the Year and GSC Freshman of the Year laurels as he crossed the line first, posting a time 24 minutes and 35 and a half seconds. Congratulations, Silas, for such a great individual honor. On the women's side, Union runs to its first ever women's cross-country championship in the Gulf South Conference as they won in its first year of eligibility with a total time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 50 seconds. 63 points for them on that. West Florida earned second place honors with a time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 21 seconds, giving them 92 points. And behind them was West Alabama with 101 points after finishing in 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 54 seconds. So just awesome stuff for the top three. The rest of the field played out with a fourth place finish by UAH. And then Valdosta State, Shorter, North Alabama, West Georgia, Christian Brothers, and Delta State. UWF senior Kelly Bond earned GSC Runner of the Year honors with a time of 18 minutes and 44 seconds. And VSU's Tyra Holloway took home GSC Freshman of the Year honors with a time of 19 minutes and just under 13 seconds. Congratulations to those women athletes showcasing their talents at the Gulf South Conference Cross Country Championships. In the soccer championships, Valdosta State wins their 2014 women's soccer title as number one North Alabama entered on an 8-game winning streak to take on number 2 Valdosta State for the GSC women's title. The two last met in the 2011 final. UNA down VSU 5-3, which resulted in the Lions' first ever GSC soccer crown. Blazers, however, wasted no time in getting the scoring started when Zahimara Fantazi punched in the first score in the 5th minute. The goal marked the first UNA had allowed in 7 straight matches. In the 33rd minute, VSU once again scored. Lauren Ingram turned away from a defender to float one into the back of the net, just over UNA goalkeeper Rachel Beninati's reach, to push the first half score to 2-0. Ingram scored her second goal of the match for the Blazers in the second half, an open netter in the 78th minute as the VSU defense locked it down against the high-scoring UNA offense in the second half and came away with a final score victory of 3-0. For the second time this season, the Blazers' backline, including goalkeeper Olivia Mills, held NCAA scoring leader UNA's Chloe Richards goalless. VSU shut out UNA 1-0 earlier in the season. And just an awesome honor for Valdosta State, as both them and UNA will now await the 2014 NCAA Women's Soccer Tournament Selection Show, which is tentatively scheduled for early this week. And you can catch all the final releases of that field from the NCAA right here on the GSC website, gscsports.org. On the men's side in soccer, it was also very interesting as West Alabama captures the 2014 GSC Men's Soccer Tournament crown. So the West Alabama men win both in cross country and in soccer, as number 4 Shorter and number 2 West Alabama capped off Championship Sunday, taking to the pitch as both were in search for each of the program's first ever GSC Soccer Tournament championships, respectively. The Tigers were making their second consecutive GSC Tournament final appearance. Shorter, in its first year of eligibility, made its way to the final in a 3-match winning streak. The match featured the 2014 Player of the Year, Tybalt Charmy from West Alabama, versus the 2014 Freshman of the Year, Shorter's Charlie Dennis. Charmy, the GSC leader in goals, notched his 13th of the season on an assist from Vitor Gaza to put UWA up early in the 12th minute, 1-0. 30 minutes later, at the tail end of the half, Charmy notched his second goal of the match, a free kick. It slipped through the hands of SU keeper Nicholas Ferrigno. The Tigers went up 3-0 in the second when Evan Hootler tallied yet another in the 50th minute, though the shutout was disallowed when SU's Irvin Espinal tacked on his second goal of the tournament to cut into UWA's lead, 3-1 in the 74th minute. UWA doubled up on SU with shots 16-8, while the Tigers topped the Hawks in shots on goal 7-3. This gives both teams a shot, as several other teams in the Gulf South Conference will also tune in live for the 2014 NCAA Men's Soccer Tournament Selection Show, which once again will take place early in the week. You can catch the release of the teams from the Gulf South Conference that made the field from the NCAA right here at gscsports.org. 6 teams punched tickets to the GSC Volleyball Tournament. First place Shorter closed the season in first place and will host the GSC Tournament in its first year of eligibility. As the tournament field is set, you can catch all the action up to date on the Gulf South Conference website, and we will have highlights of the 2014 GSC Volleyball Tournament as things will start early in the week and go all the way through the weekend. The championship takes place Sunday, November 16th, and highlights will be right here on GSC Digital Network's next update show next week. Meanwhile, in Gulf South Conference football, things continue to get interesting down the stretch of the season as the second to last week of the regular season went as planned, leaving a first-place tie atop the league standings heading into Week 11. Number 15 North Alabama kept pace with Delta State, upping its conference record to 5-1 after a 45-7 home victory over Shorter. UNA's offense rolled up 620 total yards, while the Lions' defense held SU scoreless, with the Hawks' lone touchdown coming on a fumble recovery for a score. Meanwhile, number 13 nationally ranked Delta State moved out of conference on Saturday, posting a dominant 73-6 home win over Concordia of Alabama. DSU celebrated its senior day in grand fashion, hitting the 4th highest point total in school history, and also surpassing 70 points in a game for the second time this year. Valdosta State and West Georgia remained in the mix for the NCAA playoff bid, thanks to an in-region triumph on Saturday for each team. VSU ran its GSC high winning streak to 5 after traveling to cruise past UNC Pembroke 36-7. Blazers scored the game's first 29 points, sprinting to a 29-0 halftime lead by outgaining UNCP 324-81 in yards in the half. Quarterback Cal Noble stepped in for injured starter Jake Medlock, completing 24 of his 38 passes for 308 yards and 4 touchdowns. UWG and Florida Tech entertained the GSC TV audience in the first of 2 GSC games of the week, combining for 84 points as the Wolves jumped out to a 21-7 advantage in the first quarter. But FIT tied the game on 2 occasions, capped by 35-35 tie score with just 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. West Georgia owned those final 2 minutes, taking a 7-point lead with 53 seconds left and icing the victory with a 15-yard interception return for a score with just 31 ticks left on the clock. The GSC TV crew returned to Clinton, Mississippi for the first time since the season opener as Mississippi College and West Alabama restarted their GSC rivalry. UWA took back control of the all-time series 20-19-2, holding on to a 31-14 halftime lead en route to a 41-28 win. Quarterback Kyle Caldwell moved into 6th place now in the league's all-time TD passing list with 70 TDs. This puts the new football regional rankings out with number 2 Delta State, number 4 North Alabama, number 5 Valdosta State, number 6 West Georgia, and number 10 Florida Tech. That's right, the Gulf South Conference truly has become the SEC of Division II. And we'll find out who makes the NCAA Division II regionals very soon. Until then, I'm Jim Cavell. Stay tuned to all of the things foreshadowed here on this GSC Digital Network update by tuning in to gscsports.org throughout the week. We'll be back next week with more news, notes, and highlights as we crown more champions and give out more NCAA bids to the best conference in all of Division II, the Gulf South Conference. A reminder that this week's edition of GSC's Digital Network Update Show is provided by Florida's Space Coast. You can find them on the web at visitspacecoast.com to learn more about a vacation to remember. We'd like to thank our friends at Florida's Space Coast for presenting each week's update on the GSC Digital Network. And until next time, I'm Jim Cavell, and this has been your GSC Digital Network Update.